What's up, everyone? We just want to say thank you for listening to the podcast and that this episode is sponsored by Straight Stoner, also known as the brand SS96. Shop today for t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. For listening today, you receive not 10, not 15, not 20, but 30% off. Yes, that's right, 30% off. Just use the code SWISHMASTERS today. Visit ss96.net and use the promo code SWISHMASTERS. So, another all-star type player, all-star level player, I guess I should say, DeMar DeRozan.
Yep.
What's up with him? Because I don't think San Antonio is it for him.
Yeah, if you're San Antonio, you're kind of just
Kind of in limbo.
going through the motions, really, because you're not. Is DeMar a franchise player?
This is no slight to DeMar DeRozan by any means. I like his game, but I don't think you can build a franchise around him. I think he is a great piece to have, but I wouldn't say I'm building a team around him. I think he'll be a piece around someone else.
Yeah.
But give me DeMar DeRozan, ISO, some post up, mid range. I'll take his 22 points a game. But I think he needs a specific situation where he's not the main guy, because
He's not the number one option. Yeah.
his teams don't get far with him being the guy.
Well, you saw that. He had his chance San Antonio, so
Toronto too.
Toronto too, but that was kind of him and Lowry. It was kind of interchangeable because it was like,
Depending on
like 1A
all that game.
that stuff. One of them 1A and they switch. It was like they're on the same tier. So yeah, I don't think he's a franchise player. Is he a max level player?
With today's max, like
Yep.
with like Harden and Steph and like those
Is he a
type.
max level player? Does he deserve a max? No, I don't think so either. So he's not gonna get that money. He's not a franchise player.
I'm not throwing over 150 million at DeMar DeRozan. Not right now. And
I see him getting like maybe max probably about 30 a year. If you really want him, 30, 25 to 30.
I'll put him like you said, 20 to 25 for Victor.
You put him in that 20-25 range too?
I would put him like closer to
I'll
that,
put him a little
but
higher than
multiple
that.
years.
Oh, if it's multiple years.
Yeah, like if he got like 20 to 25 years for like 4 years, that's 100 million. Like if you do 25, so somewhere in there, like 80 to 100 mil for 4 years. A deal like that I would do for him, but that's still kind of a lot to me for right now, because I feel like DeMar hasn't.
Okay, so
I love his game. Don't get me wrong. I love his game, but I just don't think he has the right fit with San Antonio.
good point, because you think about it,
He plays ISO.
Would you classify him as a superstar?
Superstar? No. I can't say
He's an
that.
all-star.
I think he's an all-star. I think
Recently though,
that's the thing with San Antonio.
he's not though.
When he's in the
Not
West,
all-star, bro. He's not.
he's in the West, and also it's San Antonio.
Even if he goes to the East, who are you picking him up? Not Jason Tatum, not Jalen Brown.
No.
Like I would take them and all-star. You got Kevin Durant, who was a small forward over there. I'm sure it's like, I don't know. Those are the top that came to my mind just now. But I'm sure there's somebody else I'm probably missing. I would probably take over DeMar in the East.
And small forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think.
Because the all-stars a certain number. Because how many can you have? Like I think 3 each. So that's really 3. I'm sure I'm missing somebody in the East.
It's like the All-Star roster is 12-man roster, right? So you get one of, I mean, it really doesn't matter anymore because they kind of like position us, but
front court.
Typically you get 2 of each, and then you get a bonus of reserve All-Stars. And obviously, I can't put DeRozan over KD. I can't put him over. I mean, Tatum kind of plays power forward. So
that's what I'm talking about front court. That's part of front.
Okay,
court.
yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. I can't put him over those guys.
You put front court as a whole. Yeah, he's definitely not getting in because I forgot they do about front court and back court.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's definitely not getting in. Joel Embiid too. This is part of front court. So
even with the guards, you got Harden in the East now. You got Kyrie in the East. You got Trae Young in the East. I mean,
yeah, his stock went up too.
It's gonna be difficult.
No. Recently, he has not made an All-Star team. So no, he is not.
But my thing is that San Antonio kind of gets. To be fair, San Antonio is not a popular team, not a popular market. Even with
listen, if Russ went to San Antonio, he'd be putting up some numbers out and make you notice him. Like DeRozan has not really put up anything to make you notice him.
But it's San Antonio, man.
Still though, if he made some noise in San Antonio, he would have made it.
No, you're right. That's fair. But my point is that San Antonio kind of gets overlooked by the NBA in general. Like even, I think I remember
because they ain't do well.
No, I'm saying they got to the play-in, right? And they had the promo for like all the teams. You didn't see any Spurs highlights, but they were in the play-in tournament. They had a play-in tournament promo without the Spurs in it.
Who they play in the play-in?
I don't remember.
You sure they're in the play-in?
They made it. Well, I think they made it to the play-in, and they lost. Or I'm pretty sure. I'll look it up, but
I'll remember.
They didn't even get included in the promo.
Warriors and Lakers. Warriors lost. Then they had to play
the Grizzlies. So
what was that other round?
It must have been the Spurs and the Grizzlies. Let me look at this.
Wait, so the Grizzlies played the Spurs?
I think so. Let me check. Let me see if I can find
Man, that's terrible.
Yeah, the Spurs haven't been themselves.
See, that's what I'm saying. So no, even if they did make the play, nah.
Morant, East Grizzlies. I'm on the play-in. I'm trying to figure out the teams that were in it. Morant, Seals, Grizzlies win. The Warriors, the Grizzlies, the Wizards. I can't find it. Dang, man. I'm trying to figure it out. Play-in tournament.
I got you.
I should have just Googled it.
Mm-hmm. But you're right. They're ninth.
The Grizzlies and the Spurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Grizzlies put them out. So I'm saying that the Spurs were in the play-in, but they didn't have a Spurs promo, like a player, like, they do the video. There was no Spurs highlights in any of the videos, except every other team that was in the play-in was. So they kind of get overlooked, but at the same time, you are right about DeRozan not having a standout season, even though he was solid. So I get it.
Listen, the Spurs were number 10 in the standings, so they really. I hope they change the play-in for next year. There's no reason why a 10th seed to even be trying to compete for a spot,
Yeah.
So I don't know. We need to change that. You shouldn't have 2 rounds of a play-in tournament. You can have 1 round like we did the first year. And we talked about that before, but anyway.
We'll see.
He could have made noise, but he didn't. So no, he's not an all-star player. So it goes back to, yeah, you're right. He's probably 20-25 range. Because he's like Right now, he's probably viewed as like a core piece, not a superstar, not an all-star. So he's probably a core piece. So that's what they get paid, like 20, 25, if not less. Hopefully not less than that for his sake. But yeah, let's go into teams though, man. We need to talk about that. Yeah, what team you seeing?
For DeRozan,
San Antonio, they probably making an offer, but
I don't think he's gonna stay in San Antonio.
no, I don't think so either. They'll probably make him an offer though, but he probably won't stay.
No. Obviously for DeRozan, I think he needs to go somewhere where he's not the sole offense of the team, because I don't know if this is right to say, but the way he plays is typically like some ISO mid-range. He kind of needs, I don't know, he kind of needs like a role where he can be the team's offense for like certain points in the game, but not have to be the main guy. For me, what comes to mind, a lot of people, I've seen this, DeRozan to the Lakers, right? Because he's an LA guy, and you get to play with LeBron and AD, and the Lakers could utilize him as a third guy, ball handler when LeBron is out, when AD is out. They could go to him for post-ups, some ISOs, get a few quick buckets. He could give you like, his role would probably diminish obviously, but he could still give you like a good 18 a game on some nights. In that type of role as a third guy. I think that type of fit would be good for him. Other than that, just somewhere he can go to not be the guy, but he can be kind of like a offensive boost for a team at like spurts and possessions.
All right, good. All right, go with me on this though.
Okay.
Philadelphia, they do a trade with Toronto. Toronto does a sign trade with Kyle Lowry. Trade him to Philly. Ben Simmons goes to the Raptors. DeRozan signs as a free agent. So you have Lowry, DeRozan, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, and Seth Curry. Like that's a decent team.
Lowry, DeRozan, Seth Curry, Joel Embiid,
Tobias Harris. They kept
Tobias Harris.
That's a decent team.
That's not bad.
Doesn't have to be the main guy, because Joel's always going to be the number one option. He's the franchise.
My question with that is this, though.
Yeah.
Obviously, Joel's the main guy. He's going to have post-ups, pick and roll, whatever. With Tobias Harris and DeMar DeRozan, Tobias isn't necessarily like catch and shoot dude. He kind of operates similar to DeRozan because he's
I think he's a better shooter than DeRozan.
Yeah. No,
so I can still operate on the outside. So.
Yeah, but they both kind of need the ball, like as far as like one-on-ones or even the post. And I think Tobias is a better shooter, better catch and shoot type shooter. DeRozan is not really a catch and shoot guy. How would that work? Because then now it's to me like who's the clear number two? I think Kyle Lowry would, what's the word I'm looking for? Facilitate or choose to be, a second, third, whatever, like option to the other guys. But how would that work? Because now you don't have it's kind of like muddy to me. Like who's the clear number two? When do you have the ball enough? Do you have the ball enough? It's not a bad.
Who's number two in Brooklyn? Is there a clear number two in Brooklyn?
But that's different.
How is that different? That was not. It's not different. It's the same. It's similar to me.
To me, number two in Brooklyn is James Harden.
See, some would probably say Kyrie.
This is the thing, though. James
facilitates, right?
facilitates.
So cool.
DeRozan,
So that's what okay.
DeRozan, he can, but I don't know if I don't know. He's not at that level of facilitating like a James
He's not going
Harden.
to facilitate at all.
So I don't think that can be an even trade.
Okay, I see what you're saying because I see what you're saying. All right, Larry facilitates. Joel's gonna be your option in the post. Hopefully, have him in the post. I would say this is play through Joel, man. Whoever's open, it's a shot. If you need a bucket, like you have to have a clear number 2. I guess it depends on his preference. If he wants to he'll be with his buddy Lowry. So that'll be fine. If he doesn't need to be number 1. So who cares? Who cares if he's number 3?
It depends on him, because if he's thinking like how
I thought you
he
saying
has,
he didn't want. Oh, you say he does. He's not the first option.
I think he knows at this point he can't be the first option. He goes to any of those teams, but I think that he still wants to get his shots. He still wants the ball, and if he's now having to take less shots and not having ISOs and post up because of Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid, it's gonna be like, I don't know if he buys in, because the goal should be going to the championship. I don't know if he buys into that and really fully focuses on the betterment for the team.
Let's come off the bench then.
And then you take a hit to your pride because he's been a starter for all of his career or most of his career. Maybe early Toronto, he came off the bench.
I say if he wants shots, come on. All right. If you're Doc, stagger the minutes then, so you don't have to be like that. There's a way to stagger the minutes.
Yeah.
Similar to what I was saying with Spencer Dinwiddie, you can stagger those minutes somehow. So just play a lot of minutes with the bench. There's a way to stagger it and still be a starter.
Yeah.
Unless DeRozan just buys into the team concept, it doesn't matter. He'll be a third, fourth option.
Yeah. We'll have to see, man.
I thought that was a good idea, but if he really wants to be a second option somewhere, he ain't gonna be with the Lakers. What if you respect the Lakers? He would have been a third option.
But I think that would have been clear to him with it being LeBron and AD.
Okay.
But when you have Joel and then you have Tobias Harris,
so you're probably he's not better than me. So why?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
If that were that's not a bad team in my opinion, but
I think it's a good team. I think it's definitely better.
Yeah. What I see happening with that would be the thing that happened with Melo going to OKC. He was kind of I'm Melo, you know what I mean? And respectively so, he's Melo. He's great. But he wasn't ready to in his mind take that step back. He's oh yeah, I'm gonna get this many shots. His mentality wasn't there. So DeRozan, I don't know how his mentality is, but I see that happening because now you get used to I get 20 shots a game and I get this many post-ups a game, whatever. And now all of a sudden you're not. Okay. And it's kind of like a culture shock type thing to me for him. And I may be wrong about that, but that's what I see happening with him because for most of his career, he's been able to get his shots the way he wanted to get them.
That's a good point, though. Good point. So it really all depends on him. So yeah, it really all depends on him. how he goes from there.
Yeah.
So you got any other teams you see him on there other than LA?
Let me see. I don't know, man. DeMar DeRozan. I'm trying to think, where could he be a fit for a second guy? And obviously, I don't think he's gonna go to any team that isn't contending or playoff worthy at least. Maybe
I was thinking about that because that's a good way because him and Lara look to team up. So I was maybe instead of LA, Philly could be a good option. Because remember Kyle Lowry was looking at Philly before.
Yeah.
Like last time he was a free agent a couple years ago. So
Yeah.
I don't know. There's fewer fits for him because a lot of good teams, good contenders already have a good front court. Like they already have a good small forward. Like Boston, you got Jason Tatum and Jalen. So unless you put DeMar to 2 somewhere.
I thought about Boston.
I want to see him in the Celtics though. That's not a good fit to me. I was talking about the Celtics. I was talking about like, you know what? They're probably like, forget it. I'm going to Brooklyn.
He's come off the bench. There's no way.
Oh, he's come off the bench, but he'd probably like, man, I just want to chip. So
yeah, that would
Brooklyn's always an option with these free agents. You gotta remember that.
Again,
you want to ring
this again with Brooklyn?
Brooklyn. So,
but what if? Okay, so what if Brooklyn just never wins?
You could go to the Pistons.
Who's
the only reason I say that because Dwayne Casey's there. That's it.
Okay. I see that connect.
That's the only reason I said that. You're not going to contend, but you definitely get your minutes and your shots.
I guess I can see that. He seemed like he was pretty loyal to Casey. He liked him. But I don't know. Well, Detroit has
Or what if he goes back to the Raptors?
I think Lowry's going to leave. And if he's not there,
he could stay.
He could.
You can communicate. And like, what you doing? All right, I'll go back to the Raptors. Yeah, good fan base. That people love him already.
Yeah. Man, I don't know, man.
I'm not sure they'll contend. I mean, you still got Siakam and.
Is Siakam? Does he have a player option or something this year?
I don't know. I feel like he's still good for this year.
Because he signed an extension.
Is Van Vliet still good, or is he a free agent? I feel like his contract's coming up. Or did he sign an extension? I gotta look it up.
I have to look it up. I think he's still on contract with them. Though I'm not sure.
That's a decent team. I'm not sure they make much noise for Brooklyn there, but you probably get in the playoffs and do something.
Maybe.
Oh.